Morning again. Hiram, get it. Did a bit of lawn mowing for the flat, as the gardener that was here prior was a bit of a crap gardener. He just sat around, did nothing. He used this place as his base to go and do other people's jobs. So I got rid of him when I moved to this apartment. And how should we walk? I'm thinking of Lena, chill. I'm thinking of going to the Hürrem. Yanıma. Yanıma. Hey. Yanıma. That means heel. This is how steep this, this is straight. That's where we're walking. And I've got these two little... Hürrem, bekle. Bekle. Aferin. Hope we don't have any dogs coming and jumping on us. Because people, unfortunately, think that a dog is supposed to roam around freely without a leash. These are the transportation in this island. Electrical vehicles. Günaydın. This is one of the fish restaurants that you have here. It's quite a good one. But as it's expensive, I gotta make more friends and subscribers so I can go and eat fish on the coast. So like and subscribe, people, so I can eat fish. Joking aside, Hürrem, Lena, not there. Lena, chill. Lena, yeah, geç yerine. Hürrem, yanıma. Now the season is starting. People are painting their boats, getting them ready for the summer. It's a beautiful day, very quiet. That's a dinky little boat. You'll capsize in it if you put. Günaydın. This is our cafe. You rent bikes there. There's an antique shop of kind. And here first stop for a pee. Hadi. Yap şunu. Oh, she's dying for a pee. Pee. Yap şunu. Çubi. Sen de. Hürrem, yap şunu. So I like to give my dog the command to pee, so they don't do it anywhere they like. It's important that you train your dogs to do their business on command. And it's so easy to do it because I've actually taught one of my puppies that I bred, a German Shepherd, to do her business, or his business rather, at 1.5 months old. And it's simple. If your breeder is a good breeder, they should teach their dogs to be clean, so you don't have dogs eating their poops, doing their business on every surface possible. I don't think Hürrem, she's now 6. Yanıma. I don't think she's ever, well, maybe once or twice, she's peed on the asphalt or the pavement. Hürrem, hadi. Yanıma. And this is a bloody Kangal, They're not really into training. They do their own things. They got a really high amount of decision making. Initiative is the word. We have a interesting old man here who does these kinds of paintings, if you want to call them that. He sits the whole day drawing things. He's a eccentric little character. Now see these boats or zodiacs? They belong to these restaurants. So what they do is they ferry people coming in with their yachts. They park the yachts over there at the island. This is our ferry. This is the big one. Now, these are the new ferries that have been in service in the last 5 years. No, it's not. Oh, is it? Ah, maybe it's one of the new ones. But the new ones have closed doors. This one is open. Anyway, they park the yachts over yonder around that island. And these zodiacs come and pick them up and bring them to the restaurants. So that's one of the things that might interest you. Now, once I've turned this corner, if there's nobody there, I'll let the two little ones off so they can do the second business. There's a little cafe here, and they've got this stretch for people to do their sunbathing or going using this platform to go down and swim. You know them? Wait a sec. Lena. Hadi hop. Hey. There she goes. Go! Now what we have in this island is the crows and the seagulls. You have a ongoing feud. They are fighting all the time. I mean, it's like the bloody Israelis and Arabs. They're at each other's neck all the time. And I don't know why. Lena, hadi. I mean, sometimes you get them flying like in the 50s and 100s, you know. The sky is just, you know, a battlefield. It's like the Battle of Britain. Oops, there goes number 2. Let me pick that up. As a good citizen, always pick up after your dog shit, because it's not the crap itself. If your dog has any parasites, right, and those eggs are very minute, once that thing, their poop dries off, all those eggs that are inside it are airborne. So they'll be flying through the window into your neighbors, other people's houses. And there are people who might be, you know, have immune systems that are not up to the task. And, you know, why give them another one? This, bloody hell, make your mind up. Come on, girls and boys, this is our second. Good on, you gonna do it as well? I won't show you. Get, how do you pick it? Here you go. That's number 2. What I can't figure out between the mother and daughter, the mother is a bit beefier, but the daughter is taller. And Shh, Lena, Chewy, come on, it's it. Hadi koş. But I mean, a mother can eat much more than this one. They have different weights, by a kilo or something. But her father, the daughter, that's Lena, the chocolate one. Her father was literally 1/3 of the size of her mother, and she still came out the same size as her mother, but thinner. I still feed them the same, but she eats much less. And I sort of was thinking at one point maybe she's a finicky eater, but apparently they just Chibi, hadi koş. Heidi. Let's get this plastic bag. These are our bins, which is now. I have to pick up another one. Here I am. Heidi, get. Our mama is having her poop. See, this is what one does when they have dogs, people. You take them out every day. It's a joy to have them. But these are the things that you have to, do. You have to pick up after them. Where the fuck is this go? Oh, wait. Sorry. Hadi çık. Uh-oh. Wait a second. Lena, Shubi, yanıma. I hope I didn't drop the bloody. Okay, Houston, we have a problem. I need one of the head holders. Oh, there it is. It's in my bloody pocket. Let's put it over here. Yes, darling. It's your turn now. Both of them have done their business. You're the one with one portion left. So, now what I do on a good day, when I'm feeling perky, I walk on the shoreline with these guys. Then once I get into the forest, which is further on, I let them loose, let her loose as well. Because as she's big, you need to be responsible. If anything happens, even if she steps on some small dog, it could hurt her. And you don't want to get into a tiff with their owners, even when their dogs are not behaving properly. They're charging at you and all that. But you have to we got one over there. We got this rescue. It's a golden mix that feels very feisty. We got Lena, Gabriel. And I got people coming. Hürrem, bekle. Hürrem. Bekle. Gabriel. Yeah, we don't have kids. We don't want to traumatize a kid if he's not into dogs. Bekle. Hürrem. Yanıma. So, this is Hürrem. Get it. Get it. You tell she say good morning to some people, but some people are couth. They don't know the manners. This is where people go and they pay the guys here for renting some chaiselongs, and they use this park as their swimming. Let's see if this little dog, there's a little rascal that's right up there. He sort of shows his head. It's like some kind of Scottish Terrier mix. Boy, does he make a racket. And that's a huge, I don't know if you can see it. There's a huge property with that big wooden house over there. But one of the best guard dogs I've seen. She doesn't miss a thing. Right, we got our Russian girl that does the running. Yeah. Okay, come on. As I said, the name of the channel is Living with the Kangal. And few extras. Now this is another little beach. This is more used by, there's a nunnery here. I don't know if the nuns live here or someone else, but I mean, this belongs to one of the charities, this building for Christian charities. So people from up there and some youngsters come and chill on this beach. There's no, I mean, to tell you the truth, it's a nice place too. But this is a lovely building, beautiful with views. Here pool. This is our water pump station. Let's see what we got here. I found a really nice table, but it went before I could get hold of the guy. It was one of these IKEA tables that have two wings that fold and 6 compartments to put your cutlery or whatever you want to put in there. Well, I was going to use that as my workbench. You know, Black and Decker tables are pretty expensive. 6 of them and do something. And they're pretty expensive though, about $200 or $300 apparently. I probably could have got it for free. What's that? Is that plastic? Oh, it's plastic. See, unfortunately, human beings, it's what they do. They're dirty bastards. They just don't pick up after themselves. And, you know, with all the, what is it now, 30 years of, you know, National Geographics and, you know, the BBC and all the other channels talking about how to save the world, the plastic into the oceans, blah, blah, blah. And Hiram, get it. Hiram, get it. And the thing is, this littering is mostly done by young people. I mean, they're the ones who weren't even born when all of this stuff was happening. It was starting to be talked about. You know, being a much cleaner people, not throwing your, you know, butt end into the forest so you get forest fires and stuff like that. Before, people apparently did everything. They were all, you know, free. I mean, all the nature was their bloody bin. Have your picnic, leave your crap there, etc. But now, you know, you see people coming to places like this, you know, water bottle there. And why do you throw it there? The bloody bin there is literally 30 yards away, or 30 meters. I mean, it really, you know, annoys me to no end. Sorry, let me take my mask off. Now this is Mimi. This, I'll show you in a minute. Bay. Hadi gel. This is a bit posher. People come with their boats or something. They're parked there and they're hanging there. This guy doesn't let anyone hang out in his, you know, establishment. He chooses, which is rightfully so. Let's see if we can see down here. This guy's had chicken and he's got one black dog that my dog doesn't get on with, because that bugger, being a male, he still came and, you know, bit my Hiram, who's a female, in the arse. Hadi, hadi, hadi, hadi. Hiram, shh. Don't play the lover girl. Hadi, hadi, you do. Hadi kızım. It's your channel with me waffling on top of it. But these dogs don't like heat. They're nocturnal, if you ask me. They do much better work at night. I mean, it's now what, 9 something, 9:20. It's probably around 10 or 15 degrees Celsius. And I tell you, by the time we get into the forest, should be let's go home in the mode. See, that's the good thing about living on an island, you know. You're near the main city. I mean, there are islands in New York, in England, in London. I don't know about Paris, but there are plenty of places that you could beach outside of the city. And with one ferry, that might take about half an hour to an hour, which is probably the amount of time you spend on the bloody traffic. And you're there. What are the downsides? You might need an emergency. Well, you're going to die anyway. This is talking about something macabre. This is the older graveyard, which is here, but it's now full. So if you don't have family here, you can't be buried here. I don't know if it's mixed or it's just for Muslims. But you know, being the oldest one, I'm sure they got the Christians here as well. But I'm not sure. Yesterday there was a lovely table that someone had left, brand new, you know, coffee table, nice big size. It's probably big for most of the one. You can't have it in a 1-bedroom flat. That's to be at least a 3-bedroom flat with decent. But it was a beautiful. But I have them, so I hope whoever got it will enjoy it. I love, you know, recycling things that other people don't like. One man's, what was it? One man's rubbish is another one's jewel. Well, I'll get it in a bit. There's another man's treasure. This is Dreams Beach. You have to go down a very steep, and there's a little beachy, pebbly beach down there, which is nice. It's secluded, so good for lovers. Another plastic bottle. Hurrah! Come on, hadi, chop chop. Hadi, check check. Check check. Check check means pull. Check check. Actually, I can't afford a husky. I have her do all that shit. She's a puller. Check check. I've had my morning creatine. I tell you, people, if you're over, well, I don't know, any age, but I mean, but if you're 50 and over and you're not fit and you want to walk up and down, you know, after creatine, look, that is straight. So we got a, what is it, a 30 degrees. I mean, that's where I'm coming. That is a horizontal line, and that is the upline. So, I mean, I'm only taking 5 grams a day. It's actually helped me with, because it's hilly here, all of it. Anything between 30 and 50 or 45, I don't know, degrees, some places. And I don't get winded. And I'm a smoker, not much, but I still smoke a couple of fags a day. Now this is called, where I will probably go. This is Martha's Koi, or Martha Beach, which is a big one. I won't take you there today. I'll leave that for another day, because the last time I was here, some ship had discharged some of this oil or something, and I got my puppies. They had stepped on it, and I got a bollocking from the wife. It took a while to get the legs cleaned. Adahan was totally not aware of it. Yeah, sometimes even the best fall by the side. And the beach is right down there. It's about a couple of kilometers long, and it's still pebble. Unfortunately, it's not sandy, but it's what is it looking? It looks at the other island, actually open sea, the Marmara Sea. Hürrem, haydi koş. Hürrem, haydi. Now we'll be going up there to the top of that, so bear with me. Some of these houses were built here illegally, but you know, it's not what you know, it's who you know. So these were probably, you know, shacks. Then they turned them into little villas and they flogged it to someone. So, or they live in it themselves. But you know, that's the thing about, you know, these areas that people are really good at. Oops, we have a dog coming. I hope she can hold that fucking dog. Lena! Yanıma. Lena! Lena. We got a pug. She is a little rascal. Günaydın. Oyuncak değil o. Drop the leash. Hadi hop. See, I'm sweating now. I'm walking on this hill. There you go. I don't know how to turn the bloody camera. Lena, back. Can you do that? See, that's the thing about being a new YouTuber. You don't know fuck all. Yeah? Selamun Aleyküm. Haydi, yanıma. Chop chop. All the new green grove is where it was burnt down. Unfortunately, by one of those guys who thought they could actually build a residential area. They were probably given the go-ahead by whoever they bribed before that guy left office. So he got the money and ran. And they burned the bloody forest. Bastards. But now we have a very stringent law where anything that's burnt down is reforested. No question asked. Right, let's see. Oh, here comes the minibus. These are our buses. We just... Hadi. That's a good thing about it. You can tell the bus driver to wait for you. Hadi, hop. See, that is straight. That is how we go. Hadi, hop, here up. Check, check. forest is now cooled down. When like 5 degrees. So now that we're in the forest, what should we talk about? Well, to tell you the truth, yesterday, get it? Yesterday, last night, I did something very stupid, but at the same time very clever. I was flicking through some YouTube stuff and I came across this Chinese professor who was talking. It's an hour and something video explaining about the fallacies of world economy. I mean, he used the game theory to explain it, how when America left the gold standard and all that stuff, and why Trump is now in China with all the headshot. I mean, he's probably taking the majority of the money with him to China with all the companies' CEOs. You got Apple, you got Nvidia, you got MasterCard, Visa, BlackRock, God knows. They control trillions of dollars. So they're going to make a deal. I mean, these people will not be on the plane if there isn't a deal to be made. So what I did, I longed the S&P. I got itchy fingers, and it's Friday, so it's probably, you know, already counted in. But I said, just in case, you know, we know Trump is a nutter. He might come out with some amazing news, and I could make some money. Unfortunately, it did nothing. So, well, I like the excitement that something is happening. I mean, something really big is going to happen in the next few years. China and America, they've been playing this game that we are privy to, but that is not the game. You think they're on the opposite side, actually they're on the same side. Unfortunately, I don't know how to put the links to my channel, but I have to ask the wife how one does that. Now this road takes us to the new cemetery. Heidi, Hiram, check, Heidi, Lena, Sandy. I mean, it was a really good education on how the whole debt situation with the countries and how they do what they do. Even someone like me, hey, Lena, get it. That means back. Hadi, yürü. Chop. Now, I mean, to know what the big players are doing is interesting sometimes. Although you're a small fish, well out of your depth. I like to know about stuff like that. Who knows? Everything can change. You just have to be open. You can't just stay in your little corner and mumble. Learn, improve yourself. Just be alive, because it's so easy to give up and just say fuck it. And I see that in a lot of people's faces and demeanors. You need that juju back in your spirit. After this, I'm going to have a nice coffee. Unfortunately, I have a crap coffee at home. I've got this coffee that is, man, bad. I grind myself, I filter it twice. It goes through 2 layers of paper filters, but still, my God. But I'm a stubborn mule. That goes right to the top. On my other videos you've seen the plateau, but today I will just go sideways. Oh yeah. This is Ironman my style. Heavy breathing. Hi. Oh well. Shh. Heidi, Heidi. That's other people's house. You don't pee there. And please, people, don't have your dog pee in people's front doors. I mean, you might think it's water, but it's not. It smells. And Heidi. And there's only you go a couple of meters further, so at least they're not bombarded by urine smell when they're entering the building or their shop. Heidi, because isn't that lovely? Look at that, beautiful. We are lucky. I mean, a couple of thousand years ago, we were running from bloody, God knows, tigers. We had no bloody fire, weapons properly. We were just meat. Now we have these animals as our pets. And they come and love us. And they give us moral support when we're down. Some people unfortunately abuse them. Heidi, Hira. But you know, you could technically have nobody and have a dog or a couple of cats, and you'll be content. You know, no one's fucking your brain or whatever traumas you've gone through. Now, what I like to do, if possible, is find myself a nice big tree on my walks. And this is important, people. 2 things. Change your shoes. Try to get shoes that let your feet spread out so you walk properly. The other thing is, when you find the tree, just touch it and try to ground yourself. And think some good stuff. Think of the trees, leaves, pushing all that energy and oxygen or carbon dioxide down to the roots, and the roots in turn giving the leaves and the branches the sustenance they need. And, you know, think positive stuff. Gabriel. Just a couple of minutes. Look around you. I don't care what people think. You can just hold it by one hand or just use both hands. Breathe deep breaths in. By the way, I'm no guru in this. Everything I picked up from other people, but I don't know much, and what I know I forget very easily, so that's something that stuck with me. Oh, sorry. Hey, Hiram, Yanama, Lena, otur. I gotta change over. The leads have crossed. Okay, See, these are the things. When you have multiple dogs and multiple leads, you have to make sure you uncross them. Otherwise, bad things can happen when someone with their dog is coming at you. And then you're trained. So, where were we? Now that we've been grounded, we can carry on. Hadi hero, chop chop. They got to see you on the screen. You know, let's put a sideways movement. You get it, bam. That's how Kangal moves. A Kangal with ears and tail. No choppy choppy. It's not rotty or dobby. It's a Kangal. Look at that go, man. Now we're coming to the new cemetery. May they rest in peace, those that lie in there. I'm not a religious person, but even though, you have to respect other people's religion. And people that say you don't have to, they're a bunch of dicks. You know, as long as they're not, you know, genocidal maniacs or something, you know, respect what millions or billions of people are, you know, doing. Old lady. Now this is going to be beautiful place to be buried in. Günaydın. Yana. Hadi gel. Rahat bırak. Haydi. Look at that. And that place, that is where you're buried, and that is your view. Although you'll be 6 feet under, that is technically the view of people who come to visit you if they do. And in your heart of heart, or third eye, as some people might say, you'll see that. Now, if you get a better position, somewhere that's amongst the triangle, like somewhere there, then what you have is the best of both worlds. You get this whole panoramic view. You have the island next door, you have that little island there, you have Istanbul. Look, that is Istanbul. Starts from all over there. Those tall buildings are the European side, behind the island. Then that is the Asian side with that huge phallic object, which is the telephone tower. And it goes on and on and on for another 30-40 kilometers. I mean, there used to be different little towns and hamlets, what have you, but they all now become part of Istanbul. And they wanted to become part of Istanbul because they get better services, you know, the water, the electricity, the roads are paved or whatever. They're taken care of much better. It's part of the bigger organization. Okay, now this is Hiram. Dur. Okay. Hiram. Hey, şşt. Dur. Dur. Hadi chop. She's free. I mean, I'd love to tell you about these plants, what I'm smelling, but as I said, I don't have a very good memory for names, and you know, it would be much nicer for you to know what is what, but I'm sure many of you would know what these are. That's wild rosemary, probably. All these young trees were replaced after the fire. That's the next island. Today's going to be a very clear day, apparently. These are the last days before the summer people come over. As the island, is usually a summer hangout for people who have houses in the city. Most of them are from the Christian and the Jewish faith. So summer is much more crowded than winter. So I had the island to myself all winter unfold. Now I gotta share it with people. And of course on top of that you get the tourists coming all the way from, Asia, Europe, what have you. Beautiful day. Let's hope it stays that way. See, I tell you, this is like a Malinois. She's always, active. And this is the other two, chilling. The energy level goes from very, very high to low to very low. I mean, walking with her is like, you have to be very slow walker, especially as it gets warmer. Look at the scenery, beautiful scenery. See, you have the best of both worlds. You have a place where there aren't any high rises. The flats are maximum 3 floors high, or the houses. You're in a very civilized area, and if you want to go and mingle with the heathens over there with the 20 million, you are free to do so. Just one boat ride away, or one taxi ride away. We have taxis as well if you got the money. It's not that expensive actually. I think it's about $20-30 to go to the European side, which is, it's a 40 minutes ride. But people don't do what I did. Don't wait 40-50 years. I'm 62 years. I've been looking at these islands from the other shore for the last 40 or 45 years. It never dawned on me living there, because I was saying, oh, it's a boat, I don't want to be stuck to the timetable. It's so easy, There's boats everywhere. There's boats from 3-4 different destinations that come to these islands. And we have a very good life. I mean, my relationship with my wife has been the best it's ever been, even better than before we got married. To tell you the truth. Sorry, I have to get some. Lena, no naughtiness. I know you. Get it? Hiram's speeding up. Oh, she's on a mission. Come on, Hiram. What are you smelling? What are you smelling? Oh, this guy has a few cows, and dogs love cow manure. It's like a caviar to them, and it's got vitamin B, so it's good for them as well. That's what I've heard. Can't vouch on it. Lena, where the fuck are you going? Get back! This bloody terror. Hurra! Yanema! Shh! Yanema! See, on one picture you have the church, the Orthodox church, and the mosque. The mosque is on the left, the Orthodox church is towards the right of the center, and the synagogue is over there. Sorry, I have to reduce this back to normal. Listen, people, you just got birds singing, dogs barking in the background, the sound of wind, and can you imagine being over there with thousands of cars? Ooh. I used to, walk around with the earphone on, listening to music to drown out the sound of the city and the people. Here, you don't need it. I'm actually sort of saving my hearing because I'm not trying to hear stuff up. Whether it's rock or jazz. I'm just listening to the nature. And it's really, very good for your mindset. You can make much better decisions. And you're getting more oxygen into your body, so your brain is getting more oxygen in there, so it's important. No oxygen, no thinking. Nada thinking. You become a dick. I hope you're enjoying this. I'm gonna have this long format till I run out of juice. Lena, and I do apologize. I'm not trying to be put on this false, very excited, hyper stuff. I mean, this is how it is. I walk with my dogs here and there. Sometimes I philosophize as much as I can, talk about what's happening around the world. But at the end of the day, you've got me. And as I improve, maybe the equipment improves and the editing might. But I don't want to, this is not meant to be professional. This is meant to be real. What I am. This is where I am now. Maybe if 10 years from now I'll be in a different position, but this is where I am now. And I'm not going to try to be something else, because that's not a service to the people out there. I don't want to portray myself as something else. I hope you forgive me for some of the technical issues. Lena, gel buraya. Otur. Now I teach them to sit because I'm coming to this corner. Hiram doesn't have to sit. Chubby, otur. Hey, otur. Bekle. I need to see what's around the corner. And then I let them free again. Hadi. Koş. Because this little terror, once she starts barking, as she was attacked by some American pit bull here on the island. I know, don't tell me about it. Young lad. I mean, look, you're a young person in your 30s. You've come to a foreign country. There are hundreds of dogs to choose from, and you choose a pit bull mix. I mean, you're looking for trouble. And that pit bull mix dog was aggressive from the time it was a, adolescent, 10-month-old. I mean, it attacked us when it was 10. It made a hole in one of, Chubby, her mother, the other poodle. I had to have it stitched up. It cost me $200, and I didn't report it. But But why do you create all of this stuff? Get a nice, gentle dog and enjoy. Now, in the end, he was hit over the head by one of these farmers here because the dog went for his chicken and I think killed one of them. And he was still arguing that, you know, he was trying to talk to the farmer about, you know, intellectual something or other. And the farmer just clobbered him over the head. And a couple of months after that, he fucked off. He went back to the mainland. Good riddance. It saved me from beating him up because some people just don't get it, do they? You tell them nicely. I told them to take the dog, you know, to train it properly. And I said this will not be trained out of him because all the stuff outside is not controllable. Shh, Lena. So walk the dog with a mask and put him on leash. But did he listen? No. The dog was off leash with no mask. And now it's about 35 kilos. He's a big bit, it's not a little one. Full muscle, so, you know, it's like a bloody, what do you call him? Rammer? You know the stuff they used to ram castles with? You can't hold any part of him. It's just full muscles. Anyway, on to nicer things to talk about. That's why I tell my dogs to sit. And I go around the corner, see everything all clear, I let them free. If not, I leash them up. Look at that. If you can see, that's the other side. That's towards, oh God, my brain. See the white in the middle of the screen, right at the back? Those are the mountains they call Uludağ, where people go skiing. It's near Bursa. Bursa is at the foot of these mountains. God, what? Over there, that was in '99. We had a big earthquake, and the epicenter was down there, further that way. So that was the one where we had over, I don't know, 60, 70,000 people die. I mean, all of that area was flattened because I went there. I was part of the rescue team. So I took food and medicine. And people were, you know, people are so desperate. They say, you've got dogs, why don't you bring your dogs to, you know, find people? I said, they're not trained for that. And I don't know how to train them, you know, to do search and rescue with, oh fuck, sorry. You need well-trained dogs that don't give you false stuff, because once the dog says there's someone here, you got a whole crew of people and equipment looking for life. And if it's the wrong thing, someone else could have been saved at that time. All that time is wasted. So those things are serious business. And unfortunately, some people don't take it that seriously. I'm talking about dog trainers. They just say, oh, mine does it. Lena, get back here, you little rascal. That's it. The good thing is I can peek. Well, I can see there's no one there, but I'm gonna... Otur. Otur. Çubi. Otur. That means sit, if you haven't got it by now. Buradan bekle. Lena, otur. Bekle. Gel. Here they come. Run, you buggers. Now, you see this docile animal. You think, oh, it's like a bloody San Bernard. Yeah, in this mode, yeah. I have a very good bicycle. And I've got a kilometer thing on it. And I did 60, I think I was around 60 kilometers plus, maybe 2 or 3. And the way I run with my dogs is a bit crazy. She's still on the leash because I'm doing it on the Asian side, on the on the seaside, where wait a second, we up here. Yeah. Gel bakayım. Bekle. Scared the living. Ha, geçebilirsiniz. Tabii ya, onlar bir şey yapmıyor. Lena, Çubi. Şşt. Lena, Çubi. Bu tarafa. No shit eating, you little rascal. Hadi. So I had on a leash. I was on the front of the other side. No. See? They want that piece of, is it donkey shit or something? And I saw she was running with me on a leash, 63 kilometers. And I had no more gas. You know, my pedals, I didn't have one more gear to go up, so I could go faster. That was the max I could do. So these things can run, I mean, if they're genetically, well proportioned. Because if you look at her, she's not stocky. She's how she should be, She's like, she has the same as a greyhound dish style, look at the hocks, the thighs, the deep chest, and there's space for the legs to move. She's not like a like a bulldog, going always more shoulders forward. You can't move like that. You can't run fast. Okay, Hürrem, bekle. Now let me put her on leash as we're getting closer to the. So, it's another lovely day out. It's a beautiful day. And I thank my lucky stars. The wife has gone today to the other side she has a sports session to the gym. Then she's going to do a bit of shopping for tonight, so we eat something. I'm just gonna go back home today. Today is my music day. I'll turn on my amplifiers and just go through my favorite CDs. I don't know, I mean, part of me says I want to listen to progressive rock. The other part of me says classical. I don't want pop at the moment. Pop comes during the afternoon. I've got a little drum pad that I play along with. Still keeping the dream going. One day I will be a star. But to tell you the truth, it is what it is, Not everyone's supposed to be, talented at everything. But it's the perseverance of doing something that you enjoy. Yeah, it'd be nice to, be in front of many people, thousands of people, hundreds of people, giving a concert on the compositions that you've created. That is a kicker. But, you know, how many people have that gift? Now you got all these AI tools that are coming out that are helping people make music. But is that music? Really, is it music? I mean, did you think of that drum line or that guitar or the whole harmony? No, the machine did it. You just sing along to it or add a little bit. It's a good thing. I'm not knocking it, don't worry. But I mean, it's not the same thing as what, let's say, the Doors did or the Beatles or John Coltrane did, you know, or Michael Jackson, you know, or Sex Pistols. You know, these guys went deep inside of themselves, whatever they were going through, and they brought something new and fresh out. And a few people like Quincy Jones arranged it for Michael and other people. And some were just played raw, like the Sex Pistols, and they just get in there. I mean, a few takes, and that's it. That's the record. Now we're coming. That was the end of the forest, and in about a month's time, I think maybe 20 days time, there'll be a huge sign here that says illegal to walk in the forest because of people throwing their cigarettes or fags or making little fires. I had to tell a few people off, and they were shocked. You know, I was telling them off. You know, you can't light a fire here. You're in the forest. I said, really? I said, really? Last time someone did that, you burned bloody half the mountain. Half the island's trees went. And these are trees that were, you know, about 100 or 200 years old. Big trees. But, you know, that is how it is. Oh, I forgot the brushes. Lena, Chili. Dad. Chewbacca. Right, yo. Now, how do we do it? Chewbacca. I get them on the ledge, so I don't have to crouch down so much. Let me get some of this shit off there. I forgot to bring the brush. I knew I forgot something. Usually I come with a brush. And yeah, ready, up. Let's take pictures of these agents. Good night then. Let me tell you what house I like. I like this house. This has a really nice entrance, you know. It's a little nice vibe about that. So, hurrah. I hope this guy's dogs are tied. Gabaki. Hurrah. Hi. Look. Hadi. Check. Check, check. Check, check. This one was totally rebuilt from its carcass. They knocked everything down apart from the main, you know, skeleton, and they built around that. I mean, this is probably the safest house in the whole of the island. Some people are swimming. You can hear them in the distance. Hey, come on. My wife really loves the views from this angle. I love this house there. But the only problem with that house is there's a little lane behind it. And I think the bedrooms are literally facing the lane. So I like a little bit of privacy. See? She likes this view. I don't. I like that view. Hadi chop chop. This is going to be probably my longest video. I mean, you've had a full tour. So I'm not going to stop it till I run out of memory. Now, this is something interesting. Now, when we first came to the island, my wife had a look at a few places to rent. But then we were offered this place, the top floor. And it's huge. It's like twice the size of my flat, at least. Beautiful house. They wanted $10,000 a year, which is actually, how much am I paying? I'm paying, yeah, literally that much now. But the only thing that scared me for this place was the ceilings were about 3.5 meters. They were really tall ceilings. And I didn't know how I'm gonna heat that place or how much it'll cost. So that was one of the worrying factors. People are coming. Lena. Now this is one of the famous kofta or meatball place. And now it's sort of changing into bring your own booth and have mezes. That's the only pub here. Well, it's called Indos. They used to have live. That's the only pub here. It's called Indos. They have live music sometimes. As you can see, how far we are. One of the most important training for me was to train my dog not to be afraid of sounds like truck sounds, compression sounds, because before I moved to the island, my usual way of taking the dogs for a walk was with a bicycle. So I don't want the dogs to swerve off, which could be dangerous, you know, for me. So since the 80s, all of my dogs have been trained to be soundproofed as much as possible. Now, we have two ways of getting out of the island. Hiram! This pier is called Mavi Marmara, which is called the Blue Marmara. There's a private, ferries. Hiram, Heidi! Heidi kızım. So people hang out in this cafe and they take this ferry. But I prefer the main ferries, you know, the big ones that you see coming at the moment. Lovely. Merhaba, nasılsınız Hürrem Hanım? Adaşım burada. Evet, Hürrem Sultan. Sultanı da var. Yeah. Now the lady I was talking to, her name is Hürrem also. And she says, she was good about, hadi Hürrem, şşt, Avanta yok. So this is the main, shopping. We have a normal food hall. We have a tea house here. We have a gamble. We have an ice cream vendor. We have a, guy who sells things like tattoos and what have you. We have the hairdresser. Haydi. Merhaba abi, nasılsın? Gel seni çekeyim ya. This man, he's called Tazeci. He sells all these stuff like galeta and biscuits and stuff like that. This is my butcher's. Let's see if I get any freebies. Selamünaleyküm. Abi şuna bir kemik var mı ya? Ufak kemikler. Bana ufak kemikler ayırsana. Bugün çıkar ya. Zenginler geliyor. Bak bütün çiçekleri.
Vlog çekiyorsun abi.
Ha? Abi vlog değil. Bir saatlik video çekiyorum adayı. This guy, the one sitting down, he's the one that was here all winter. This one is sosyetik. He only comes in summer. That one is new. Doğru söyledin değil mi? Hürrem. Hadi. Hadi yap. Come on. Merhaba, nasılsınız? Günaydın. Biraz salyalı olabilir. Siz değil ha. Hürrem'i seviyor. Ne? Çubaka. Şımarma.
Evet. Killer var, killer.
Hadi kolay gelsin. Actually, maybe. Now the lady was she takes people's dogs for walks. She's the professional dog. Hadi Hürrem yürü. Sen de çekil böyle ayağımın altından. Now that one is where I buy my drinks and everything. Sometimes I buy it from this guy. We have a bookstore and that is the main ferry terminal. That's the one I use. And this is where I get my pastry. Gel bakayım. Allah'ın Sivaslısı gel. Çimi, Lena. Otur. Abi yerli ve milli ne yapalım? Şişt, gel. Hürrem. Abi ömür... Fransızlar böyle. Gavurlarla uğraşıyoruz. Nasılsınız? These are my pastry people. Yakışıklı nerede ya? Aşağıda mı? Bana bir tane sade poğaça.
Sizin paket vardı.
Gençler paket. Kullanmayacaksan ben yerim.
Bir sade açmam bir daha.
Lütfen.
Bundan başka son mu var abi?
Yok ya, onda kesmiyor ya. Ben şeydeyim, o simitleri satan çocuk var ya. Hırmancı var ya. Bütün Ruslar onun için gidiyorlar. Biliyorsun değil mi?
Evet biliyorum.
Ya mısır mı satıyor?
Kestane evet şu an nereye gitmiş biliyor musun?
Ha?
Fransa'da
Oraya mı gitmiş?
davet etmişler gezi için. Bir sade açmam.
Abi ben Amerika'da arkadaşlarım var. Borsa işi yapıyoruz. Oradaki hatunlar söyledi. Ulan dedim yuh be. Herif Tarkan'dan daha meşhur.
Bir sade açmam değil mi?
Bir tane. Abi durumlar çok sakat. Borsa patladı. Dün $1000 verdim ya.
Post cihazı orada da abi.
Abi bacıma ne? Ha gelmiş ya. Abi sosyetik gelmiş ya, ne yapalım. Bütün kış bunlara bıraktın. Yaz oldu mu?
Aynen. Bir sade
50 lira. Yok ya 85 ne? Yok 50 lira değil mi? Ne kadar? Ha doğru.
Doğru. Şifre istedi o.
50 liraymış ya. Hangisini aldın?
Tamam.
Ben teşekkür ederim. Hayırlı yazlar günü size. Hürrem geri. Şşt, geri. Lena, Çubi. Gel buraya. Bozdun sen. Geri. Pardon. Bunlardan mı? Ha. Zaten bunun eşi bunun 1/3 kadardı. Çıkanlar bunun kadar. Bu da en ufağı. Evet. Üçü de benim. Kolay gelsin. İyi pazarlar. Hadi Hürrem. Çek çek. Where's my... Telefonu oraya mı bıraktın? Dostum telefonu verir misin ya? Telefonu verir misin? Ha. Nerede? Günaydın. I was looking for my bloody phone. Oh Jesus! I mean, that is funny. That was the pastry shop. I was buying something to have with my coffee. This is the kiddies' place.